Molecule. A molecule is the smallest particle of substance that can exist independently. It is formed when two or more similar different atoms combine together. Last video you seen that what is atom. When two atoms combine together they form molecule. For example, molecule of chlorine contains two atoms of chlorine having the formula Cl2. Similarly, a molecule of carbon dioxide gas having the formula CO2 contains one carbon atom and two oxygen atom. Next come what is element. An element is a substance which is made up of only one kind of atom and cannot be broken down into two or more simpler substances by physical or chemical means. What are the characteristics of an element? An element is a homogeneous in nature. Homogeneous means that is having the same composition. It is a pure substance that is made up of only one kind of atom. For example, iron and silver, these are example of only iron and silver atom. An element cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any physical or chemical methods such as by heating, by lighting, by electricity or by chemical reaction. For example, if piece of iron is smashed into smaller pieces or it is heated, the piece will still remain iron. It will not be converted into gold. Or if you take a piece of a gold, that will not convert it into iron. An atom is the smallest unit that shows all the properties of an element. For example, atom of iron shows all the properties of that metal. Next come compound. A compound is a substance formed by the chemical combination of two or more elements in a fixed proportion. For example, liquid water, the water you drink having the formula H2O, is a compound made up of two gaseous elements, hydrogen and oxygen. The properties of water differ from those of elements that combine to form it. Different elements can combine to form many compounds. Compound is like that. If you take the water from any source, from river, from well, from pond, or if you take the water from India, Pakistan, always the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen will remain the same. Then comes the mixtures. What is the basic difference between compound and a mixture? A mixture is a substance that contains two or more substances which may be elements or compounds or both mixed together physically in any proportion but chemically combined. For example, a fruit salad is a mixture of different fruits. These fruits are not combined chemically and can be separated easily. Your mom prepares a mixed veg. In a mixed veg, she not decides the any definite proportion. She prepares the mixed veg in any ratio. So what are the properties of a mixture? There is no definite proportion in which the constituent of mixture combine. For example, mixture of salt and sand can be in any ratio. The constituent of mixture can be separated by the physical means. For example, mixture of iron filling and sulfur can be separated by using a magnet. When a mixture is created, no new substance is formed. Each part of a mixture retains its own property. For example, we could mix various proportion of hydrogen and oxygen gas. As long as we do not ignite the mixture, combination will form a mixture that can be separated. Energy is neither given out nor absorbed in the preparation of a mixture. For example, no heat light is inhibited during when iron fillings and sulfur are mixed together. If iron fillings and sulfur are mixed together by heating, then mixture is not formed, then compound is formed. I am showing you an activity to observe that constituents of a mixture retain their own properties. What are the material required? Iron nail, sulfur powder and a bar magnet. What I have to do? Put some iron nails and powdered sulfur in a china dish. Mix them. Now bring a bar magnet near the mixture. What will you observe? You will observe that a magnet attracts the iron lead but not the sulfur. This concludes that the iron and sulfur in this nature retain their individual property. No new substance has been formed. That means it is a mixture, it is not a compound. Then activity 2, to observe that constituent of compound lose their unique property. What you have to do, you have to take iron powder, sulfur powder, burner and a bar magnet. Take 10 gram of iron powder and 5 gram of sulfur powder in a china dish. Now mix them well. Now heat the mixture over a burner until the mixture begins to give an orange glow with the emission of light. What will you observe? You will observe a black color substance called iron sulfide is formed. The particles of iron and sulfur cannot be seen separately. Now bring a magnet near the China dish. The magnet doesn't attract the iron. So thus we conclude that constituent elements iron and sulfur or burning new individual have lost their individual property. In the previous activity you have seen that iron and sulfur has retained their property. That's why iron was attracting towards the magnet. But now iron and sulfur has mixed together and they have formed a new compound iron sulfide which has lost its property. This is the basic difference between mixture and compound. Then next topic is chemical symbols. We know that there are about 118 elements and millions of compounds. Writing the full name of element and compound is very inconvenient and time consuming. It is more convenient to use abbreviation or symbol to represent each of them. Earlier scientists used picture symbols to represent element. Later John Dalton improvised these symbols and proposed a scheme of notation to represent element. For example, he used the circle and dot for hydrogen, circle for oxygen. But as the number of known elements increased, this method became very tedious. You are seeing in this picture, these are the various symbols which were used by the Dalton. And to overcome this abbreviation, some symbols were used to represent element. These abbreviations are called as chemical symbol. Each element has its own chemical symbol. For example, O for oxygen and Cl for chlorine. Each element is represented by a symbol. It is usually derived from the first letter of its name in English or Latin. The symbol used today was suggested by Berzelius. He suggested that abbreviate the names of element using one or two letters. There are certain rules. The first letter of symbol is always in the uppercase. That means it should be written in the capital letter. Some elements are represented by the starting alphabet of their name. For instance, carbon is represented by capital C, boron as capital B, and oxygen as O. The symbol of some element will be the first to elevate, when the first letter will be capitalized while the second alphabet will be in the lower case. Example, aluminium is represented as capital A, small l, chlorine is represented as capital C and small l. The symbol of some elements have been derived from their Latin names to be general. The first letter and the second letter of their Latin name are used to represent the symbol of these elements. For example, Latin name of copper is cuprum. That's why its symbol is Cu. And the Latin name of gold is aurum. That's why symbol is Au. Here you will see a table in which various symbols, and I am send you in the notes also various symbols of elements. For example, H for hydrogen, He for helium, carbon for C, and so on. Clear? The next topic is atomicity. Many elements cannot exist independent. They combine to form molecule containing two or more atoms. The atomicity of element is the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. It is known as atomicity. Based upon their atomicity, elements are named as monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic, and polyatomic. Example, noble gases like helium, neon, argon, and elements like sodium, potassium are monoatomic elements, that is their atomicity is 1. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, these are diatomic elements and their atomicity is 2. Ozone is a triatomic element, its atomicity is 3. Phosphorus, sulfur, boron are polyatomic elements as their atomicity is more than 3. So these were about atomicity. In the next lecture we will came to about formula and how to frame a formula. Thank you.